Guys, deluded, I'm back again. Thank you obviously for tuning back into me, folks. Now, obviously I'm waiting for Arsenal to play against, who are we playing? FC Volska, can't say that name, forgive me for butchering the Ukrainian side's name. Hour or so before we kick off against them. So yeah, I've got home, it's been a stressful day. God, I hate the central line. God bless the Victoria line for getting me home in time. But out of the daily grinds out of the way, I thought, you know what, I might as well just do my review for the Everton game, give myself make my life a bit easier, one less vid to make. So yeah, obviously this is shot before the game against Volovska in the Europa League. I say this why, because any injuries in regards to my starting lineup, obviously I'm doing it before the game, so any injuries you're going to have to make up alternative scenarios or just use your common sense, people. But going into the game against Everton, now I don't know where to start. There's quite a lot to say. I mean, on one hand, when you look at Everton, I am quite confident against them, but on the other hand, they make me feel quite nervous. Not because necessarily I'm scared of how Everton play, it's just they're a booky side whenever we play them at times, man. Like they for me, ever since 2016 when we bottled, what was it? They won 2-1, but we bottled the lead. I've been a bit nervous as to playing them. Even if we look at last season when we went to their place, wasn't they 1-2 goals up before the first half was ended, and then obviously the great second half, Lacazette, Alexis and Ozil, if I remember rightly, Ramsey and even scored, Jack got an assist. We turned on the style, but it's always filled with some stuff. I'll be fair, in May or April, whenever we last played them, I'm sure we played them this year, last season, technically last season, but we played them in 2018. We handled business and did what we needed to do, but I could be wrong on that. I've got it here. Everton have got one win in the last 5 against us, which was that 2-1 in 2016. For me as well, both sides can't keep a clean sheet. Both sides, you wouldn't attribute either side with being good defensively. This year, neither side can keep a clean sheet. Even if you just look at their results, we're yet to go over a clean sheet. I'm so sure Everton have played Huddersfield, Southampton. Both ended up with goals conceded. They obviously conceded 3 against West Ham. They've played someone else and conceded goals as well. Bournemouth, sorry people, I've got it here. So that's 4 games, no clean sheet. We're no different. But seeing both sides, I don't know which defence is more open. So with that, both sets of fans should kind of be nervous. If you're an Arsenal fan, obviously the one thing we can kind of do, even though we need to improve, is score goals. Our front men need to click, but statistically we've got the most goal scorers already in this season. You'd like to think we can score goals, we can counter-attack, we can play football. We can't defend. For that very reason, Everton should be confident, because they can't. If I'm an Everton fan, our team can't defend for anything for our lives. But if it's one side in the top 6 you fancy, it's Arsenal. If there's one side you think you can silence their fans, make them nervous, make the players nervous just by going out there and being confident in yourselves and having opportunities and asking questions specifically of the defence, it's Arsenal. Forgive me if I'm wrong, but shouldn't Richarlison be back for this game? He's a centre forward who I have a lot of time for. Centre forward, left, right wing, whatever you want to class him as. He's got fantastic ability, but what I love about him the most, he's not going to give you an inch. He's going to chase down, lash out, do everything to try and get that ball and not give you a moment's inch. Theo Walcott, probably, regardless of what you think about the man's ability, he's going to have the bit between his teeth, going to be G'd up to play his old team to prove people wrong that he should have been here, to silence people. Ultimately, he has a job to do against Everton. It's a big game. He should be up for it. Theo might lack in technical ability, but we know his strengths are pace, so we really can't afford, regardless of what side Richarlison or Theo Walcott's on, we can't allow 2v1 situation. We can't allow their midfielders, especially if Sigurdsson plays, who can play very good passes, to get on the ball, to play balls that isolate Theo one-on-one with Monreal, or likewise if Richarlison's on the left-hand side against Bellerin. We can't allow that to happen. We've got to quiet their midfield. We probably our crap midfield probably trumps them on ability, but with that logic from Marco Silva, I'm telling Everton, let's work harder. Why I'm confident of scoring against Everton as well is because the manager alone, Marco Silva, is a manager I've got a lot of time for, but between his Everton and Watford tenures, he's conceded a goal in the last 16 games as a manager. So it shows you there's something in his approach that lets them down defensively, or he's a sort of man that favours an attacking approach at the risk of neglecting defensive duties. So it should be a good game. Their game management as well is as poor as ours, because not this season for us, because we haven't been in winning positions really, apart from Newcastle. Everton have dropped points from winning positions. Specifically, I can remember one game. What was it? Wolves versus Everton. They dropped it. They're 2-0 up or so. They didn't walk away with 3 points. So that shows you that they could get nervous. They're prone to lapses in concentration. You've seen it with Pickford. I'm so sure Idrissa Gueye is a good player. On the ball, he got caught for a goal as well. So there's lapses in concentration. They want to play out from the back like us. We need to capitalise on the poor passing and these sort of mistakes, to be honest with you. On top of conceding, to highlight the point, there's the 2-1 against Southampton, which they won, fair play, I believe, if I remember rightly. The 2-2 against Bournemouth, the 1-1 against Huddersfield, 3-1 defeat to West Ham. So there's obviously 3 draws away from home in what I've just said, to be honest with you. The 2-2 against Wolves, I think that was away from home for them. Correct me if I'm wrong. Especially away from home, they drop points from winning positions. They might score goals, but there's something about them that doesn't allow them to walk away with the winning points. I know the Emirates isn't the most loudest of stadiums, but we need to get it rocking. But even if you look at it on another way of it, yeah, they've got 1 win in the last 5, but you can say they're unbeaten in 4, so there should be some sort of confidence, and they do have a bit of resilience this year, because I do think Everton last season, a couple of the games I've seen on Match of the Day and just by watching them, they might not have walked away with any points, even if they did mess up, so we have to respect them. Obviously, you've got Czech Tolson as well. He ain't hit form this year as well. Why I highlight him is because, again, Arsenal are the sort of games where these sort of men that are not scoring, that are not playing well, suddenly become the best strikers in the world. So if they were to go with Tolson, Theo and Richarlison, provided he's back and everyone's fit, and I'm right about that, this could be tricky. So we're going to need our centre halves to be switched on. Our centre halves, particular Socrates, because he's on the left hand side. Really going to have to support Monreal. Mustafi, you're going to need to really judge the flight of footballs in that game and really just be switched on. So yeah, Everton are playing good. They play decent football and all them things that are trying to be implemented, but they're prone to poor passes. They're prone to lapses in concentration, as are we. It's 10th versus wherever we sit in the Premier League. What is it, 6th now or so? Level on points with Spurs. If we win, we can move up the table. If they win, they can do whatever they need to do. So yeah, let me check the league table, people, man. Let me not deal with an injustice. One thing I should have looked at. Premier League, yeah. I've typed it in already. Where are we? My word. You know when you have to press the arrow because you can't see your team. We got 9 points. We're 7th on 9 points. So obviously if we win that and results go our way, we can elevate ahead of Bournemouth and Spurs depending on what happens. Should really scroll down, see where Everton are in 10th. They can go above Wolves depending on what happens. In fact, they could draw level on points if they win with us, if they beat us. So there's both reasons for both sets of players to be G'd up. For me, I would love to see a competent, consistent and faultless performance from our boys at home. Ideally, I'd a humble 2-0. That's what I would like. A humble 2-0, first clean sheet, convincing performance, and just manage the game. Probably going to be 3-2 to either side or 3-1 to either side or whatever. Hope for the win. Hope to continue on our good form because obviously we've got 3 wins on the spin now. I know it's a crisis, but we got 3 wins on the spin and we're level. We're behind on goal difference to a certain team. That's the best thing since sliced bread that can't even get their stadium started. Obviously, allow me, Spurs fans. I gotta get you lot, man. As much as I might like some of you, but yeah, the only thing left is the lineup, I guess. Depending on what happens in the Europa League with Leno, I'd like to see Leno keep his place, but Czech will probably go back in. Mustafi, I feel he's been okay, but he's been a bit nervy by the same token. So depending on Holder's performance, could get in for him. But I'd play Mustafi. Socrates, based on the last Premier League game, I'll keep him in. Monreal, all depends if he plays in Europa, but I'll keep him. Bellerin, you'd like to think he's back in. Torreira probably starts in Europa League or so, but I'd like to see him play regardless. Xhaka realistically will play. I'd actually like to play Ramsey in this game. I'd actually want him to run in behind the last man and cause trouble for the midfield of Everton. So there's that. And I'll go Ozil, Lacazette and Aubameyang. So to recap, Leno in goal, Mustafi, Socrates, Monreal and Hector Bellerin in defence. Xhaka, Torreira and Ramsey in the midfield 3. Aubameyang, Lacazette and Mesut Ozil complete the front 3. So yeah, hopefully there's no injuries and things, but people please use your brain at the time of making this vid and things like that. So yeah, hopefully we can beat Everton on Sunday at kickoff at 4 PM I believe, and yeah, and make use of the games we have and put a run together. Guys, it's been a pleasure. Deluded, get in the comments, subscribe, like the video if you wish. I'm out.